If you must talk to some other person who's autistic, what kind of advice or would you give?
Well, I mean, that actually happened, remember? The one friend that I suspected has an autistic boyfriend.
Yeah.
Remember the one?
Yeah.
And she always thought, no, he's probably a narcissist in some ways. And then I would kind of prompt her, do you think he does things to manipulate people? Probing her, and it always came out that he actually does some things self-centered, but it was always for either his own interest because he was just fascinated with things, or because he actually in some way didn't understand. He broke up with my friend because he felt that he didn't finish things with his ex-wife that he had been divorced from for I think 4 or 5 years, like before he met my friend. So he all of a sudden had that fixation, and then my friend asked him, and what does your ex-wife think about it? And he told her he doesn't know, he never spoke to his ex-wife. So that didn't sound very narcissistic to me. It's just kind of like a social blind spot of an autistic person.
Yeah, it's just that what happens is that sometimes I get that it's like some things that you still need to finish.
Yes, and he just saw it from his point of view and
Yes.
never even considered the big picture. That was now again this detail, like focusing on something.
And what triggers this detailed reaction? This reaction to complete something can be so random, and the people around you don't even know what is triggering triggering you to do all this like finalizing to get closure. What's triggering it? It can be random. I don't even know what triggers it, because I think you're probably living in a very active inner world. The mind is going crazy and it's like taking inputs all the time, and suddenly something comes and like, oh yes, must go there, and then to the outside it looks.
And because you're not actually double checking with the outside world, you might just go into a extreme direction that doesn't make any sense for like the whole world, but to you it does, because you're following your lead.
Yeah. So how do you deal with that when I randomly go into some strange thing?
Generally nowadays I just let you do it. That's why I need my long breaks, because you can just figure it out by yourself. Because if I come up with my suggestions or want to guide you in some way, you don't want to hear it, you get angry, or you just refuse to listen.
No, it's because it doesn't make sense what you are saying.
Yeah, it's like this PDA also in some way. It's like, don't tell me what to do. It's also, but I think nowadays, it's much stronger nowadays. Like I can't even tell you things that kind of make sense.
Yeah, I guess because I'm in a very bad state lately.
All kinds of stuff.
So
it's more, so my default behavior, and the default thing is I can't really get a gist. Okay, so nobody can read other people's mind, but I don't get the general idea what others are thinking, and when I'm in a down state it's worse, so I can't depend on anybody, or I'm scared.
Okay.
When they say, like yesterday someone said something, I asked what is this times that, and they said 78. I don't know, let me check on my calculator. Don't believe them. I don't believe anybody. So I had to double check it.
Yeah, that's what I say. You sometimes want to reinvent the wheel, where it would be easy just to follow somebody, but you somehow can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
And it makes things very complicated, I think, often, even for you.
What did I do in the past when I just followed people? I think it's because I wasn't really so invested in it in the past, when we were in the first few years when everything was great.
You were more hopeful in the sense that you believed in a good outcome, and that's why if something goes wrong, it wouldn't have been a big deal, because if 10 things go wrong out of 200, it's fine.
Yes.
But nowadays you feel that 200 things go wrong, and maybe 10 things might go right if you check and double check and think about it. And
I think it's because of that disability, and I can't do my trained job. And to me, growing up poor in apartheid, with my father never even owned a house or anything, so I'm just scared I'm gonna end there. And when my primary source of making income was taken away, by something out of my control, then I just felt shit. Now all things out of my control is gonna destroy me, and that is a huge anxiety which I don't know how to deal with. And obviously it hits across wifey, and then it's too much for her.
Yeah, it's difficult to handle that.
But what makes you stay?
Well, the things I mentioned earlier. Your beauty hasn't vanished. I mean, yeah, I can still look at you and like you, that's what I mean.
Yes. And I have to fix the sewing machine.
You have to fix the sewing machine and other things in the house. And generally, I think we have lots of values that are the same. Like, for example, we wouldn't just chuck paper into the, or plastic into the road. I think if my husband would do that, it would just work on my nerves. Or if he was, although I don't like your outfits, you know, when you go really shabby and all that, but if you were somebody that needed to buy a new t-shirt every month or so, I wouldn't like that either. Like less than you walking around like a homeless person.
I don't walk around like a homeless person. I walk around in comfortable clothes.
Yes, but they look shabby. They have holes in it, they're discolored.
But today I'm with wifey and I put on like...
Yes.
And I even have it on the right way. Normally I would turn it upside down.
Yeah, which is lovely.
Just for, see how I suffer for
Yes, exactly. We
People don't
for
see
each
how
other.
I'm suffering.
suffering for, they just think she suffers with me. Everybody says.
I know, but I know you suffer for me also sometimes. Even to pay all this money to sit in this place is kind of a suffering for you, because I like this place, but you could sit in a garage and eat a 5 rand whatever thing and you would enjoy it the same in most ways.
It tastes better.
I get
even.
that,
Yeah. So I sit here because a relationship is an interaction of services, in my opinion. I get services out of a wife, a woman, a female body that I need. And and I don't know, like she said, she gets that other stuff. I don't know, you have to ask her.
No, but I said already, for both, good enough.
Yeah,
That's it. That's what counts, the good enough.
good enough.
It can always be better.
There's no happy fucking zone. It's just
Well, sometimes
Contentedness.
there are.
sparks of happiness. Is there?
Sometimes there is, yeah.
Yeah.
Not in your head, but that's fine. You're anyway very negative.
I don't even know what happy means.
Sometimes you get very excited for
get
something,
excited.
like you're physically feeling good and, you know, like you want to explore or whatever. And that is happiness to me.
Okay.
Like if you have this feeling of, oh, let's do something, and you get all excited, I think that's happiness. And even if it's lost just for 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's what happens normally. I'm like excited and then it's gone.
It's like up and down.
So you do have your 1 second happinesses.
I get happy when I think I'm going to eat sweet stuff, but can't eat sweet stuff now, so that's just a miserable thought.
Yeah. You didn't get happy for the ostrich burger.
The meat was good, but that
I'm just asking about the idea of it.
the idea was good, and then the pop onions, soft, overcooked onions came in. Oh, I didn't like that. But I ate it up because I can't throw stuff away.
Yeah.
I just suffered through that.
Yeah.
Whereas you would do the same. You would suffer through it and eat it up. Whereas other people
In the
Most
restaurant,
people.
will just
chuck it away
Yeah.
and make
Exactly.
a trauma,
Yeah.
which I can't do. And that's where the morals are the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.